PEP scholars, welcome. I should say welcome back to our live PEP classes. We have been missing in action for about a week now. So let me say welcome back to everybody, and I hope you have been well and are well. All right, so okay, so let me invite my scholars to join me. Welcome, Amari, John. Welcome, Jaden.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon, Mr. Classmates.
Hi, how have you guys been?
I'm fine.
I've been well.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Miss, how are you?
Did you guys miss the class?
Yes, Miss. Miss, how are you?
I've been so busy. I've been so busy every day last week. I said, okay, today we're gonna start back. Welcome, Legende. And then something
Good
came up.
afternoon, Miss.
How you doing, girl?
I'm okay, Miss.
Welcome, Legende. And then something
Good
came up.
afternoon, Miss.
All right, so let me just invite. I'm just sending out the invitation to the students to come on board.
Miss, why didn't join like earlier in the restream because I didn't see you send the link in the group. I was like, why don't I try just
So,
what I don't see you send the thing on YouTube
so
like
I'm,
it
I'm
appears.
just sending the link now. All right, so hopefully we'll get back into our rhythm, get back into the rhythm of things, and we are going to be doing a lot of ability tests. So the ability test is coming up in about 2 weeks. Is that so? About 2 weeks, right? Right, Jaden?
Yes, Miss.
Miss, isn't it the 24th of March? The ability test is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Miss, that's next week.
That's next week.
Yes,
You
Miss.
sure, John?
Yes, Miss. That's
Next
next week.
next week when?
Miss, next week, Thursday.
Oh, next week Thursday. Okay, so today's Monday. So yeah, roughly we could say 2 weeks. Today's the beginning of this week. Today's Monday. All right, so we're going to be doing a lot of ability tests. Oh my goodness. So welcome to those in the chat. I'm seeing Langot and Macelin is saying, Miss, when you didn't upload it, felt like I was missing the class. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, a lot of scholars were reaching out to me and saying, Miss, where are you? Miss, where's the class? Miss, what's happening? I
Excuse me,
want,
can I say something?
hold on, leisure there. I want to tell you, scholars, that I appreciate your concern. I appreciate you reaching out to me and asking about me and asking about the class. I really appreciate that. Yes, Legende?
Miss, I was saying Langat gave you a virtual hug, Miss.
Yes. Thank you for that, Langat. I'm also seeing Coleman and I'm seeing Calicia. She says it's her first time on. Welcome, Calicia. So we're going to be doing the ability test and it's the verbal reasoning. We have 15 questions. So we're going to try to go through all 15 questions. Good night, Alyssa, and welcome. All right, so we're gonna try to get back into our groove. So let me share the screen. And good evening, Jer. Welcome.
Evening, miss.
Okay. All right. For those in the chat, here's the link to the studio. All right. So, verbal PEP ability test, verbal reasoning, prepared and presented by yours truly. Okay, so there's the link. Calicia is right there. And that's the link for the studio. We are up to capacity now in studio, but we'll do the switch at about halfway. So around about 7:30 something. We'll do the switch if there are other students in studio waiting. So let's see now. So let's go to question number 1. John, could you read for me what's on the screen, please?
Okay, Miss. Right. Okay. For items 1 to 3, select the words that best complete the statement. 1. Airplane is to air, a submarine is to A. River, B. Scuba diver, C. Ocean, D. Aquarium. For items 1 to 3, select the words that best complete the statement. Number 1. Airplane is to air, a submarine is to dash. A. River, B. Scuba diver, C. Ocean, D. Aquarium. Miss, I would say C. Ocean. Miss, I agree.
And why would you say sea ocean?
It's because the airplane is supposed to fly in the sky, Miss, and the submarine goes on the water.
All right.
Miss, can I just put out something?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead,
I want to
Legendary.
put out something about who was reading again, Amari or John? They sound so
John.
similar. John, okay. I was going to say why it would actually be ocean too because the aquarium is too. It might be a big aquarium, but like there's sometimes not enough space
That
for
it's because
the
airplanes
submarine.
travel through open air. They travel
Mm-hmm.
through air, while submarines normally travel through deep water.
All
And
right.
then the river might be too narrow for the submarine too.
Miss,
Submarine. Okay.
Miss, there's
So John is correct. You're all correct. Yes.
Miss,
So
can I
even though Amari, you were saying something?
Miss, so basically like the submarine, it can't really, the size of a submarine can't fit
Mm-hmm.
in a river, and
Right.
it's not usually found in an aquarium or a scuba diver. So
Well, the scuba diver
so
definitely out because that's a person, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and so the only big enough space for it
Mm-hmm.
would be the ocean.
Okay. I agree. All right. So you're all three of you, three, four, all four of you are correct. And Maceline also says ocean. Cashmark says ocean. Welcome, Cashmark. Right. So even though the river and the aquarium, they are bodies of water, but when you think of the submarine and the space that it requires, it would definitely need the ocean. Just as the aeroplane needs the open air to maneuver itself. So I need to get my pen and I need to circle ocean. So that's sea, ocean. Amari, question 2.
Okay,
Excuse me,
miss.
can I go for some water, please?
Hurry and come back.
Question 2. Ovum is to ovary as dash is to testis. Ovum is to ovary as dash is to testis. A. Urine. B. Sperm. C. Tentacles. D.
Testicles.
Testicles. D. Penis. A. Urine. B. Sperm. C. Testicles. D. Penis. Miss, I would say C. Testicles.
And why would you say testicles? So remember, for this kind of question, we are to first find out the relationship between the first two words and then find a similar relationship between the missing word and the other word that's there. So we're pairing them up and they should have the same type of relationship. So Amari, what's the relationship between the ovum and the ovary that would cause you to say it's the same relationship between, so you're saying testicles and testes. So what's the relationship, Amari, between the ovum and the ovary?
Miss is in the
Hmm?
Miss. Give me a second. Miss,
Cashmark is
Miss, the
saying there's an
ovum
inappropriate name. What name is that, Cashmark? Which
is
name is inappropriate? There's no inappropriate name there. These are all legitimate biological words. Um, Coleman, good evening. So Jer is saying sperm. Jer, can you explain why you say sperm?
Miss, because in the ovary is where the ovum is produced. So miss, the testes is where the sperm is produced, miss.
All right, that is correct, Jer. So the relationship between the ovum and the ovary, the ovum or the egg in the female is produced in the ovary, and the sperm in the male is produced in the testes. So testicles is pretty close, Amari, but it's actually the
Miss, I was
testes.
just about to say testicles.
Yeah, it's
Because it just says test. I was like, it's
testicles,
immediately testicles.
right? But we want the actual thing that is produced in the testes, which is the sperm. Just as how the ovum is produced in the ovary, we want the substance that's produced in the testes. So that would be the sperm. Jaden, question 3.
Okay, miss. Number three. Crop over is to dash as reggae is to Jamaica. Number three. Crop over is to dash as reggae is to Jamaica. A. Barbados. B. Trinidad. C. Cuba. Or D. Sugarcane. A. Barbados. B. Trinidad. C. Cuba. Or D. Wait. D. Sugarcane. Miss, I have A. Barbados.
All right, so tell me the relationship between the other two and then tell me why you chose Barbados.
Miss, I had Barbados. Well, for the other two, reggae is a big part of culture that came from Jamaica. Like reggae
Mm-hmm.
is a big part of Jamaica, and crop over is a big part of Barbados tradition culture.
So it's a celebration. So whereas reggae is a music form originating in Jamaica, crop over is a celebration of the end of the sugarcane season in Barbados. All right, so you are correct, Jaden. All right, so Coleman said sugarcane because it's like a crop. So no, Coleman. So it's called crop over because they are celebrating the end of the season and the harvesting and all of that that's going to come. That's why it's called crop over. And Legend is saying sugarcane. So I'm seeing why Legend and Coleman are saying sugarcane. They're associating that with the fact that sugarcane is a crop.
Yes, miss. Like it's like the crop sugarcane season is over. That's why
Right.
I
But
chose sugarcane.
but the association with the other two though, reggae is a music form that originated in Jamaica. So we want to know, where did crop over originate? So remember, we have to establish first of all the relationship between the first two, or the two that are given, and then we have to find a similar relationship. Or Rodriguez also said Barbados, Madison said Barbados, and Calicia said Barbados, which is correct. So it's very important that we first establish the relationship, because oftentimes you're going to see words that are related to the item. You're gonna see words that are related, but is it the same type of relationship? Right? That's the important thing. So first of all, you have to establish what is the type of relationship that the first two have, and make sure you have that same type of relationship. All right, so we're now at Legion Day. Please read.
Number for items 4 to 6, identify the word that does not belong to the group. For A, audience. B, mob. C, team. D, competitors. For items 4 to 6, identify the word that does not belong to the group. For A, audience. B, mob. C, team. D, competitors.
All right, so which one does not
Audience,
belong?
the people that watch shows. Mob is like people, like fighting people. Team,
So,
miss.
so
I
for
would
this
say
one,
competitors, miss.
okay, so for this one, we have to see how are, so they're all similar in some way, but one
Because
of
they're all a group of people, miss.
all right,
Miss?
so Legende, why are you saying that competitors is different?
Because miss audience are like the they watch. Mob is like mob is like a group of people that fight. Team is a group of people who work together. Competitors are like two or more groups, but they fight against each other.
But the mob might fight against each other.
Well, the mob fight against other people.
Excuse me, please,
Um,
Miss.
yes.
Miss, I would say B mob. Miss, because the audience, Miss, the audience, the team, and the competitors, Miss, they're mostly, Miss, they're like found in like a stadium or a theater. Like they're at a place.
A mob can be anywhere. A mob can be indoors or outdoors.
Miss, Miss, can I say? Miss, mobs are like, for example, zombies, Miss. Zombies. The audience, team, and competitors. The audience is someone that is, for example, in a concert, there's audience.
Mm-hmm.
See, for the team is like in football, where you have two different teams, and D for competitors is like you're competing in a tournament. The mobs are persons that attack anything that they see. Sorry.
So this one is pretty close, right? Because it's persons are kind of struggling with this one. It's difficult to see what's different, isn't it? All right, Jer, you said competitors. Let me hear why you said competitors. Jer?
Miss, I said competitors because our audience is a group of people who they won't be necessarily going up against each other. A mob, they were most times a mob is a group of people going against something else, so they won't be against each other, same as a team. So I
No,
say competitors.
the mob can be against each other. A mob is just an angry group of people. They can be against each other or unified against something else. They're just angry and it's very chaotic. Some might be for, some might be against. All right, so Miss Celine is saying audience, mob, and team are a group of people, while competitors are many groups of people. Uh, Alisa is saying competitors. Tanisha is saying, oh, okay. All right, so let me scroll back up in the chat and see. Madison says audience. Cashmark says there are more than one person. But listen, guys, we did something like this the last time we did ability test. And I was hoping that you would remember. No, the audience, the mob, and the team, they are collective nouns. They are collective nouns. They take a singular verb. Even though, so they are all groups of people. They are all groups of people, right? But audience, mob, and team, they take a singular verb because they are collective nouns. The only time they might take a plural noun is if, on the rare occasion that you're specifically talking about an action that each single member is doing on his or her own. But most times, they move together. It's one unit. It's a collective noun. The competitors know it's a plural noun. It will take a plural verb. So competitors is the one that's out, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to do with what the group is doing, but it's just the simple fact that the first three are collective nouns. They move together as a unit. They take a singular verb. Jer, please read question 5. So this is the same. We're looking for the one that is different from the others for 4, 5, and 6.
Number 5, A, plateau, B, tributary, C, planet, D, isthmus. Number 5, A, plateau, B, tributary, C, planet, D, isthmus.
All right, so what are we saying for this one? Which one is different from the others?
Miss, can I answer, please?
Sure, go ahead, Amari.
Miss, I would say a planet.
Why do you think it's different? Why is the planet different from the others?
Well, Miss, a tributary. If Miss, that's
Excuse me,
plateau.
miss. The planet counts as a landform.
Hold on. Allow Amari first, Jaden. Go
Um,
ahead, Amari.
Miss, a plateau, it's like a place of water.
Is
So,
it? You
oh, yeah,
sure?
oh, sorry, miss. It's a flat land, miss. Like
A
it's
flat
not.
island. A flat
It's
highland
It's a
area.
highland with a flat top.
Mm-hmm.
yes, miss. It's not in the air. A tributary, miss. Neither. It's neither in the air. And miss, what's an isthmus? An isthmus.
So an isthmus
It's
is
a
a
land bridge
tiny,
that connects two different continents,
Okay. So
right,
miss,
like
all
Central.
miss.
tiny neck of land connecting two large land masses.
Okay, miss. So the plateau, the tributary, and the isthmus, miss. They're all on a type of land, miss. But the
Mm-hmm.
planet, a planet is like it's in space.
Okay. All
So I would
right.
Miss,
say
I had the same answer, but for different reason.
What's your reason, Jaden?
My reason is because plateau, tributary, and isthmus are all either a water body or a landform that is on a planet, but
Mm-hmm.
a planet is not on a planet.
Okay, so you're just wording it differently, but you're both saying the same thing. All right, so the planet is other than Earth. The planet would be an extraterrestrial body other than planet Earth. So it's outside of our system. It's out there in space. The plateau, tributary, and isthmus are landforms on the planet, or on our planet specifically. All right, so John, we're back to you for question 6. Which one is different?
okay. Number 6. A. Artery. B. Vein. C. Capillary. D. Nerve. Number 6. A. Artery. B. Vein. C. Capillary. D. Nerve. Honest, I would say D. Nerve. Miss, the reason why I would say D. Nerve is because miss, the artery, the vein, and the capillary, they're almost the capillary is a blood vessel. Miss.
Mm-hmm.
The vein is type is a type of okay.
Go ahead.
The vein is also a part of the blood line, the blood
Mm-hmm.
streams. And miss, the artery is located in the heart, miss, and the heart produces blood. Miss, but for the nerve, miss, the nerve controls. Miss, the nerve is like in your brain, miss, the nerve.
Okay, so the nerve cells. So the nerve would be associated with which system?
Miss, the nervous system, miss, the nervous
The
system.
nervous system, which is the brain, and the spinal cord and that system. And the artery, vein, and capillary would be associated with which system?
Miss, the cardiovascular system.
Cardiovascular or circulatory system. And that is
Yes.
correct. In the chat for the question that just passed, so Cashmark was saying plateau, which is incorrect. Chrissy K said planet because all the others are landforms. That's correct. Maiselin said planet. Malik said planet. Madison said planet. All right. And for this question now that John just did, which we know that the nerve is the odd one out. So Rodriguez said nerve. Malik said nerve. Maiselin said capillary. So the nerve is correct. It's part of the nervous system associated with the brain and spinal cord. And arteries, veins, and capillaries are blood vessels and they are associated with the circulatory system. Or, as John said, the cardiovascular system. So, Amari, it's your turn. Please read.
Okay, miss. For items 7 to 9, select the most appropriate word to complete each sentence. For items 7 to 9, select the most appropriate word to complete each sentence. Number 7. She dashed her left hand for the manager to shake. Number 7. She dashed her left hand for the manager to shake. A. Reached. B. Withdrew. C. Give. A. Reached. B. Withdrew. C. Give. D. Extend.
Extended.
Extended.
All right. So she what? She did what? Her left hand for the
Miss, I
manager
would
to
say
shake.
extend. Miss, I would say reached. Miss,
So read the sentence with the
like
word that you chose.
she reached left hand for no, Miss. Miss, I don't think that's the answer.
All right. So try again.
Miss, I would say did. Oh,
Extended.
extended. Extended.
So read it with the word.
She extended her left hand for the manager to shake.
And what does the word extended mean?
It's like it, like make it longer.
All right. So she's stretching out her hand, right? Offering her hand for the manager to shake. So why not reached? And why not give?
Miss, Miss give. It would be like she's trying to give him something. Not
Excuse me,
Miss.
miss. Wait, am I going?
Jaden,
Miss, I was going to say that it's not reached because reached is in the past tense.
extended is in the past tense.
But
It's not
Miss,
reached
can I say
because
something?
reach there. Yes, go ahead.
It's about the give.
Mm-hmm.
If you give your hand to someone,
Mm-hmm.
it could be give, but the real word is extended. But it could be give because if you give your hand to someone, like you go like this, you go
But
like this,
are you
just like
sure?
how you extend your hand for
Um,
someone to shake your hand. So it could be
are you
give.
sure we could say she
give
gave
is in
her?
the give is in the present tense while she the rest of the sentence is in the past tense.
That's
I
correct.
mean,
Miss, can I say something, please?
So you can't say she gave her left hand.
Miss, I meant she gave.
That's wrong in two ways. We need a
Miss, can
past
I?
tense verb, and she is singular. Give is plural. So give is wrong both ways. Okay. If it
Miss, I
had
was.
been gave, then we could consider it, or even gives, but no, because we need a past tense verb. So why not reached? What's wrong with reached?
Misreach is like when you're trying to take down something.
Right. It's just incorrect grammatically to say she reached her left hand.
Misreach your
But
left hand is
you
like
use your
her left
hand.
hand is
You
on top of
use
a
your
cupboard and
hand
she's like,
to reach, right? You
like
use
that
your
makes
hand to
no
reach.
sense.
You wouldn't say you reached your hand. And why is the other word out? Why is
Miss, can I
withdrew
say?
out?
Miss, can I say it, please?
Yes,
Miss with
why wouldn't we use
Miss is
Miss,
drew?
I would
because
say.
withdrew means to take back, like she
Miss
withdrew her left hand for the manager to shake. He wouldn't be shaking her hand since he
and
take.
withdrew is like when you're taking your
That's
money out of a bank too, miss.
Miss. I also think that reach is incorrect because I reached my left hand doesn't sounds better to say than she reached. I reached. She reached.
And
No,
miss with
you use
reach how
hold on, Legende. You use your hand to reach. So you wouldn't say you reach your hand. All right, Amari, sorry, you were cut off. What were you saying?
Miss, I was saying what Jaden just said. I was saying that withdrew would mean you're like, for example, you already shook his hand, and then you're taking your hand back.
Right. So to withdraw means to pull back. So she wouldn't be pulling back her hand for the manager to shake. It's the opposite. All right.
And
So we
Miss, can I say
agree.
something
Sure.
about withdrew? It would make more sense if it said she withdrew her left hand from the manager.
Yes. Right. If she didn't want to shake the manager's hand, but the
Yes.
sentence gives us the impression that she wanted to shake the manager's hand. So in the chat, everybody is agreeing. It's unanimous. It's unanimous. Cash mark is saying withdrew. Sorry, extended. Cash mark is saying withdrew, which is incorrect. Macelin says extended. So does Rodriguez, Tanisha, Malik. Okay, so cash mark changed and say extended. Okay, and Madison also
Miss,
says
are we gonna do the switch now since it's 3:36, or we're gonna do it after number 8?
usually after number 8, and that's if we have
I beg you.
others in the chat.
I
So
beg you.
it's Jaden's turn. Question 8.
Number 8. Sharon gained a lot of value dash during her holiday.
Valuable.
Doing valuable dash during her holiday job. Number 8. Sharon Sharon gained a lot of valuable dash during her holiday job. A inference, B
Interference.
experience, interference, B experience, C work, D suspense. A interference, B experience, C work, or D suspense. Miss, I have B experience.
Read the sentence with the word and tell me why you chose that word.
Sharon gained a lot of valuable experience during her holiday job. Miss, I said experience because it sounds the way the sentence is structured, like during her holiday job, sounds like she got some valuable word, but
What is
Sharon
experience?
experience is like how good you are at something. The better you become at something over time.
All right. So it's knowledge gained over time that makes you better at something.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Would
And
why
she
wouldn't
gained and she would gain a lot of knowledge about what she works about
mhm.
during the holiday job. Because
Why
normally
wouldn't we
shop
say a lot of valuable work? Why not
work
work? Mhm.
because during her holiday job means she would still be working. So it basically means you're saying she gained a lot of valuable work during her work.
Mhm. Okay, so work would be something she does, not necessarily what she gained. You do the work, and in doing the work, you're gaining experience. All right, well said, Jaden, and that is correct. Cashmark also says experience. Alisa, Zori, and Tanisha also say experience. Sharon gained a lot of valuable experience during her holiday job. So that's B. All right, so before I ask Legende to read question 8, all right, I'm going to ask Jer to just wait backstage a bit and let me welcome Coleman. Good night, Coleman.
Good night, Miss.
How are you?
Fine, Miss.
All right, so welcome back. All right, Legion Day, please read question 9.
Number 9. The semester. This
The
Number 9. The
seamstress.
seamstress did not mind when Joe asked her to dash his school uniform. A. Alter. B. Alternative. C. Alternate. D. Alter. 9. Number 9. The seamstress did not mind when Joe asked her to dash his school uniform. A. Alter. B. Alternative. C. Alternate. D. Alter. Miss, can I just do one thing and like give the meaning for these for the people who don't know?
Sure, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, the meaning. Wait, what was the word again? Alter. The meaning for alter is
Spell that altar.
Altar.
Okay.
The meaning for altar is the table in Christian church at which the bread and wine are consecrated in communion services, or a table or flat-topped block used as a focus for religious ritual, especially for making sacrifices or offerings to a deity.
Can you,
Mm-hmm.
no offense, well, no. Can you please give the meaning in the context of the sentence?
She's just giving the meaning generally for us. All
I
right,
know,
go
I
ahead,
know.
Legion Day.
The meaning for alternative, which is ALTERNATIV,
Eve.
Hamis?
You left out the E at the end.
Oh, NATIVE is of one or more things available as another possibility or choice.
Okay.
Now for alternate, which is ALTERNATE, that the meaning for alternate is a, to occur in turn repeatedly.
All right. So it's like you're switching places, right? Switching things. This one, then that one. All right.
The
And
meaning for
alter,
alter now,
spell that one.
ALTER, the meaning for alter is change in character or composition, typically in a comparatively small but significant way.
Okay.
So,
So,
Miss,
mhm.
I would choose.
So the first one is the table that the pastor stands behind in the church. That's A. And B is another way of doing something, like a substitute. And C is to switch things up. And D is to change something. All right.
Miss,
So
I would
which one would
say
you choose,
C,
Legende?
alternate. The same stress did not mind when Joe altered to alternate his school uniform.
To alternate, to switch it up, to
Switch his
switch.
school
But does
uniform.
it did it give an indication that there was something else? So to alternate means to go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing.
No, miss.
Does anyone else want to try? I'm seeing in the
Miss
chat.
Alter,
Which one?
D, number D, Alter. The
And what?
seamstress did not mind when Joe asked her to alter his school uniform.
And why do you choose that one?
Because for the meaning it says change in character or composition, typically in a
Comparative.
comparatively small but significant way.
Okay. All right. So she would be changing something on the uniform, right? So she would be, maybe it didn't fit and she needs to take out the seam and redo the seam or fix a pocket or something. So when you take your clothes back to the seamstress or tailor to have it adjusted, you're having alterations done. It's being altered. You are correct, Lejande. Madison said alternate. That's incorrect, Madison. Maceline, Zori, Jaden, you in the chat? um, all said alter with the E. Alyssa said alternate. That's incorrect, Alyssa. Um, Audit. I'm seeing some strange usernames here. Audit. Tanisha, Alyssa, and Chrissy K are saying alter with the E. That's D. All right, so that's the one we're going with, to change the thing in some way, to alter it.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, I saw that you agreed in the chat. So Jaden is all over the place. Coleman, can you read what's on the screen?
For items 10 to 12, select the most appropriate word to complete each sentence. Number 10. We began our dash from the summit of the mountain and arrived at the base within 2 hours. A. Ascent, ASCENT. B. ACCENT.
How would you pronounce B?
Ascent.
Accent. Accent.
Oh, accent.
Mhm.
Descent and descent. Descent. For items 10 to 12, select the most appropriate word to complete each sentence. Number 10. We began our dash from the summit of the mountain and arrived at the base within 2 hours.
Sorry about that. All right, go ahead.
A. Ascent. B. Accent. C. Descent and D. Descent.
And by the way, this should be a common F, not a
Oh.
capital F. It's one sentence, right? So that's a common F. All right, so which one would you say, Coleman? We began our.
I would say ascent, descent, or
Make up your mind.
um.
Tell me the letter and the word.
I can't make. I don't know. I'm
So
not
you're
sure.
going from. So you're going from. What does summit mean? What's the summit
Like
of the mountain?
like the bottom.
And what's the base?
Wait, no, the summits. The top, and then the base is the
So
bottom.
the summit is the top of the mountain. The base is the bottom of the mountain. So you're going from the top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain. So which one of these would you be doing, going from top to bottom? Which one of those words mean to go from the top of something to the bottom of something?
Descent. Descent.
Spell it.
Descent.
That is correct. So we began our descent to go from the top to the bottom. Ascent would be to go from bottom to top. Accent is a way of speaking to indicate that you're from a particular region or that you're stressing a particular part of the word. And decent means to be polite, to be helpful, just to be a good citizen. John, we're back to you for question 11.
Okay. An impossible event has no chance of dash A recurring, B occurring, C delaying, D choosing. Number 11. An impossible event has no chance of A recurring, B occurring, C delaying, D choosing. Miss, I would say A recurring, miss. Because occurring means it's happening right now. Delaying means it's stopping for it's you are delayed for a long time. Miss. Like in traffic, like for example in traffic when you want to go somewhere. And D choosing, miss, is like when you're choosing your shoes, when you're buying your shoes.
So you're saying recurring. So
Just
recurring means what?
miss
To
Fran,
repeat something, something being repeated, it's recurring.
yes, miss.
So
It
that
has no
means
chance of
it
happening.
happened already and then it's gonna happen again, right?
Yes, miss, but miss, for the miss, but for an impossible event, it has no
Yeah,
chance
if
of
it's
recurring.
impossible at
Exactly.
So if
all,
it's
meaning it has
impossible,
no chance of recurring if it didn't
it
happen
would
at
not
all.
have, if it's impossible, it would
It
not
wouldn't
have
recur at
occurred at
all.
all.
So that's why I
Because
have B, occurring.
to
Occurring.
recur means you occurred already and gonna occur again. You see what we're saying, John?
Yes, miss.
So it can't be recurring. If the event is impossible, it will not occur any at all. And I had not read the chat answers for the previous question 10. So descent is correct. Jaden said descent, which is incorrect. Alisa said descent. Audit said descent. Madison descent. And okay, so Jaden corrected himself. Descent. And for question 11, so we're saying it's occurring. Zori, Alisa, Madison are saying occurring. Audit says recurring, but it can't be recurring. If the event is impossible, it will not occur, has never occurred, so therefore cannot recur. An impossible event has no chance of occurring. Thank you, John. Amari, question 12.
Okay, miss. Question 12. After the technician dashed the air conditioning unit, he checked to ensure that it was functioning properly. Number 12. After the technician dashed the
The air
conditioning
conditioning unit, air conditioning unit or AC. Right?
the air conditioning unit, he checked to ensure that it was functioning properly. A.
Options.
A. Unplugged. B. Installed. C. C. D. Disabled. Miss, I would say,
Disassembled.
oh,
Disassembled.
disassembled.
Again,
A. Unplugged. B. Installed. C. Crashed. D. Dis-
disassembled.
disassembled. Miss, I would say A. Miss. Wait, sorry, Miss. B. Miss.
Be what?
Oh, sorry, Miss. B. Installed.
Why do you say installed? Why do you choose installed?
Miss, because Miss, because if you crashed it, it's not going to work. Miss, if you unplugged it, it's not going to work. And Miss, if you disabled it, you would try to.
Dis disassembled. So
Oh,
to
disassemble.
disassemble mean to pull it apart.
Yes, Miss.
All right. Okay. So you're saying the most logical one here would be after he's installing it, then he's going to check it to make sure that it's working. And
Yes.
we all seem to agree. Everybody in the chat is saying installed. Zori, Cashmar, Madison, Audit, Alyssa, Coleman. Yeah, so we all agree. At least all those who posted their answers seem to agree. So it's B, installed. Jaden, please read.
Okay, miss. Sorry about that. For items 13 to 15, select the word that is a necessary component of the word in the bold type. For items 13 to 15, select the word that is a necessary component of the word in the bold type. Number 13, nation. A, island, B, population, C, television station, or D, internet. Nation. Number 13, nation. A, island, B, population, C, television station, or D, internet. Miss, I have population because if you don't have a population in a nation, it's just an empty country.
All right. And what about the others? Why would we eliminate?
Well, you don't have to have a television station in a nation or a simple city for it still to be a nation.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to have internet for it to be a nation. And the island, well, it already is its own piece of land. An island is a piece of land in the ocean, but it can be an island nation or a mainland nation.
Okay. So it doesn't necessarily need to be an island to be a nation. All
Yes.
right. Okay, so you are correct. Madison, Cashmark, Alyssa, Audit all say population. In order for it to be a nation, it must at least have the people there, the populace, the citizens of the nation. So remember, the necessary component would be this type of question. We're trying to identify the thing that must be there in order for the word in bold to exist. And this is the same rule for the next two questions, questions 14 and 15. Legende, question 14.
Number 14. Miss, I can't see the screen. I'm coming, Miss. I only see run dog. Run dog.
Jamaican
Oh,
rundown or rundown.
Jamaican rundown or rundown. A mackerel and
Salt,
coconut.
salt mackerel.
Oh, A salt mackerel and coconut milk. B cornmeal and sugar.
Letter
C,
books.
huh? Oh, B cornmeal
Letter,
and sugar. C, I can't see the letter that ends with ed. Can you please say it to me, Miss?
grated.
Grated. C, grated coconut and sugar. D, ackee and saltfish. Jam Number 14, Jamaican rundown or rundown. A, salt mackerel and coconut milk. B, cornmeal and sugar. C,
Grated.
grated coconut and sugar. Thank you, Miss. D, ackee and saltfish. Miss, I don't know what is Jamaica rundown or
All
rundown.
right. Does anybody know what is rundown and what do we need in order to have rundown? Jaden, you're the chef.
Miss, I love rongdong just enough to know that it is salt mackerel made with coconut milk. Coconut milk.
Okay, sir. That's correct. Legende, ask mommy to make you some rundown,
Okay, Miss.
salt mackerel and coconut milk, and everybody has their little twist to it. but it should at least have that, right? Um, all right, so Tanisha said A, salt mackerel and coconut milk. Mayselin said ackee and saltfish. Uh, Haley said A, salt mackerel and coconut milk. And Cashmark said grated coconut and sugar. No, that would not be it, Cashmark.
Miss,
Salt mackerel and coconut milk. Yes, Lejande?
we have one more question and it's already 8 o'clock.
And it's
We can
Coleman's
finish it
question.
already.
Coleman, you have the last question. Please go.
Wedding.
Number.
Number 15, wedding. A, white wedding gown. B, a church. C, bride and groom. D, caterer. Hmm.
Again.
Number 15, wedding. A, white wedding gown. B, a church. C, bride and groom. D, caterer.
Okay, so which one of those must we have in order for the wedding to take place?
Um, I think it's C, bride and groom.
You think?
Yes, yes. I'm not completely unsure about it, but I
Well,
think
if there is no bride and no groom, who are we going to marry?
Team. Miss, it's very true. A wedding can't happen without the bride and groom.
Right.
Exactly.
So
If there's no bride and groom, then you must be marrying ghosts.
right. Not everyone gets married in a white wedding gown. Not everyone gets married at a church. You don't need a church.
I mean,
It's
I've seen a wedding at a beach.
right. And you don't need a caterer. Suppose you want to cook for your guests. You don't need to
Miss,
hire a caterer.
who is a gator?
A caterer is someone who you hire to take care of the food and the floral arrangements and stuff like that. But you can
Miss, I think
decide
I can have a wedding
you
without
can
food.
decide yes, you definitely can have a wedding without a caterer.
And you can even have a plain wedding without flowers or anything.
Exactly. So what we need to have are the
It's the
people who
bride
are
and
going to
groom.
get married, right? Okay, so
Yes,
audit
miss.
and
For a wedding to
summary.
happen, it needs the people who are actually gonna get wedded.
Yeah, actually, you just need those two persons and two witnesses and the person who is performing the ceremony. You don't even need all those guests.
Miss, it can just be a wedding without guests. You alone. And just, you can
No,
even put
not
it
you
on the
alone.
video.
It'll
Who
be
will
a
you
kind of
marry? Who are you
it'll be
No,
a kind of sad. It will be a
You need the
lonely
people.
wedding, but a wedding nonetheless.
People
But you
can
know what?
watch through the
I've seen some shows where you have persons who are in love with objects and they marry the objects. They marry the car, they marry the bridge.
what?
Yeah, it's you can research it. There are some persons who they fall in love with objects. I forget the name of the condition. They fall in love with the car, they fall in love with a,
Yes,
a,
miss.
a bridge, the Eiffel Tower, and they actually marry. Sometimes they have ceremonies, symbolic ceremonies to show that they are getting married to this object. So, who to tell? But we're talking about a normal traditional wedding.
Miss, I feel like I don't
Can I
want to
tell you
get married
something,
when I
please?
grow up.
Miss, can I tell you something, please?
Pardon me?
Miss, can I tell you something, please?
Sure.
Miss, I watched two YouTube videos. That one of them said that he married that he already had a wife, but he
Mhm.
married his car and told his wife
Yeah.
that he's gonna break up with her because he loves his car more than he loves her.
Yeah, I mean, human beings, we have some outliers. Outliers are
Human
persons who
beings are weird.
are different from the average person,
Yes, miss,
right?
and
So
miss
we have, and we just have to try to understand each other and tolerate each other.
and
Miss,
miss.
I feel like I
I
don't
also
want.
watched. I
Miss,
also
I think
watched.
you just taught me something I learned too early.
You
I
think you
think
learned it too early?
Yes. I have at least 2 years left.
Before you weren't ready, you weren't prepared to learn that. Or
No,
well,
I'm in
maybe
grade
you
four.
can. Do you think you could unlearn it?
To
We
try
should
to
then unlearn
unlearn.
something.
For
Try
some
with
reason, the more you try to unlearn something,
Coleman.
the
Uh-huh.
harder it gets.
Try with all your might to unlearn it. But guess what,
Miss,
Coleman?
we
I
try to
think.
something about something.
Hold on. I
What are you
think.
saying?
Well, my scholars. Nurturing intelligent scholars who are able to understand about their world and not be afraid of the world, but to know what exists and to be able to make intelligent choices for themselves. That's the kind of scholar I want to nurture.
Miss, can I say something?
Sure, go ahead, Legende.
Miss, I feel like I don't want to get married with a girl because I don't want to share anything.
Well, you don't have to get married. You don't have to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's not something you
It
must
is
do.
what it is.
There are persons who decide that they're not going to marry and they live very fulfilling lives. They get things done that they plan to get done and they're happy. If it's not for
Yes,
you,
miss, I
it's
just
not
want
for
to be
you.
alone. Not
And
share
who can
Excuse
tell,
me,
you
miss.
might
Can I say
even
something?
you might change your mind as well. So be open to that as
true.
well. Yes,
And
Coleman.
I will probably be very rich in the future. So
Go ahead,
Excuse me, miss.
Coleman.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Legende, I'm sure that's your own choice, but I don't think your parents gonna be too onto the idea because I'm sure they're gonna want their
they're
grandchildren.
very lucky. They're
But
very, very
the
lucky.
thing is, Coleman, is her choice. One, it's her choice to make, not her parents, because she will be an adult. And two, she doesn't have to be married to give them grandchildren. So to say that you don't want to be married is not necessarily to say that you don't want children. There are persons
Plus,
who are not married and they might live together as a couple. They're not married and they raise a family quite happily. So it boils down to each person and their choice.
Yes,
Oh
Miss.
yes, my father told me about that.
Okay,
Miss,
so
in
Tanisha
a
is
video.
saying, Miss, I love your class and I am in grade 4. Welcome, Tanisha. We love to have you. We're going to wrap up now because I have a C-sec
and
class
Miss,
right now.
I was going
We've
to
gone
say,
over into our C-sec class.
Excuse
Miss,
me,
I
miss.
was
Can I
going.
say something else?
Oh,
Hurry
I
up,
was,
hurry up,
I was.
Coleman. Hold on, Coleman and then Legende, and then we'll wrap it up.
Oh, Miss,
Go
I
ahead.
also wanted to say something.
Oh my goodness, you guys don't want me to have my C-sec class?
No, Miss.
All right, so
What
listen
I
now.
was saying is that
Listen
it's
now. We're
about
going,
time
hold
that
on,
someone
Coleman. We're going to have Coleman go and say something, and then Legende go and say something very quick, and then Amari go and say something, and then anybody else will have something to say after waited tomorrow. All right, so go ahead, Coleman.
So I was saying it's about time someone else come from grade four come. It's about time.
Right, because you need some company, Coleman. All right, so
I
Legende, what
invite
you saying? What you saying, Legende? You
I was
forget?
saying, plus, if my parents want grandchildren, see Jamil right here, so my sister right here.
Well, it's also going to be her choice. So she might decide she doesn't want to have children.
She's and
It's also
plus,
it's gonna
no
be
one
your
would want
choice.
me except my mother.
Right. When
My
you
mother
become an
wants me.
adult,
She's
you
saying nobody's going to need her because her mother is at far and she only needs her mother. That's what she's saying.
well, she's speaking like the young child that she is. We all know when she
Yes.
gets older,
She
she
talks
might
patois.
she might and I love patois. That's my favorite
Yes,
language.
miss. Miss,
All right,
can
so
so
hold on, Legende. I said you said go and say something quick, quick, and the
okay,
quick,
I'm
quick.
going to say it
No,
fast
no,
like
no,
Sonic.
no, nothing more. It's Amari time. Amari time now, and then you have to go wait till tomorrow.
But miss,
Amari, go ahead.
Okay, Miss. So, Miss, I also watched a video when the mother was angry because the child never wanted to get married, she was so angry that she set up a date with this man, not even knowing not even um telling her daughter. And then her father was angry that she even planned to get married, but she wasn't planned. So both of them were angry at each other and at Hermes.
Are you referring to an arranged marriage? That kind of thing? The
Yes.
arranged marriage?
Yes, Miss
Okay,
was
so
from
yeah, so
Ghana.
in some cultures, we have arranged marriages where the children are betrothed to each other. They are even sometimes even before they are born, believe it or not. It's their tradition. And so the families come together and decide these two will get married when they come of age. And sometimes the young persons grow and they don't necessarily want to be married to each other. So it's a case where they might go with it just because of the tradition, or they might decide to stand up and say, no, I don't want this for my life. I want to make my own decision. All right, that's a wrap, scholars. I'm off to my CSEC class, of which you have bitten out a huge chunk. You have bitten out a huge chunk of my CSEC class, but it's all in the game. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye everyone.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Miss will going to take out a big bite of your time next day too.
We're
Huh,
going to take out 60 minutes of your time. We're going to take 1 hour from your season
I
class.
will not allow you because I need to have my CSEC class.
Miss Langot is giving you a lot of elbow bumps.
Yes, I see it and I'm responding.
Miss, we love you too. Mwah.
Okay, bye, guys. Enjoy your rest. See you tomorrow.
Bye, Miss. Bye.
All right, that's a wrap. So I'm off to my